treatment, okay? She didn't lose the use of the muscles, and we went to her house. Her name was Amparito, yeah, the name of the girl. She was older than me, and she was like a baby, okay? And when I read it, I don't remember the syndrome. It will come out eventually. I was surprised. That was because she was a genetic mutation, and she wasn't able to code a protein for her brain. So her brain didn't work properly because of the defect in the DNA. So yeah, this axiom that DNA information is transferred to RNA and then to proteins is able to explain what happened with the girl, because if you look at her DNA, you can see the mutation in the sequence of nitrogen bases, nitrogenated bases, okay? And there was a correspondence with the proteins, with a certain protein missing in her brain. So this dogma is an intuition, you know, and then there are some experiments that is able to explain. Okay, so there's another word. Well, I'll tell you another later. Axioms, dogma is also called a law, and it's also called a principle. So all these names I use at the same time. Axioms, they only use in mathematics, I think, in philosophy. Dogma, I only seen it in biology, in this central dogma of biology. Law, there's the laws of Newton, of movement. I brought an experiment to show you. And for principles, there's three, then reality, there's 4 or 5. Anyway, the 3 principles of thermodynamics, the basic. So another dogma, or law, or axiom, dogma, all of this, okay, is homeostasis. Homeostasis is another principle. The human body is a homeostasis. Healthy human body. A healthy human body is in homeostasis. Homeostasis is a neologism, it means a new word, using the dead corpses of old words. Homeo is like the root for homo. Homosexual means people that are attracted to the same sex. Homo means the same, okay? The same, or constant, the same. And stasis is the root for same, for state. So homeostasis means that the body is in the same state. So it's a word that somebody, you know, brilliant people, a brilliant person came up with. That means that the body is changing to be constant. Okay? So everything was changing, so nobody changed. I don't have to write it. That's a principle. What do I mean by that? For instance, we have a very short interval of temperatures, body temperatures. Even though the outside temperature, you know, the temperature of the environment changes, we have mechanisms to adapt, like burning fat, or you know, these goosebumps, or just just trembling. Trembling? There's a word. You are trembling, but there's a word for when you're trembling because of fear. I don't remember, sorry, but you know that word. So, the healthy body. So, when the body is ill, is because it's not in homeostasis, has lower sugar, lower cholesterol, you know, this, what's the word? An indicative of that you can be ill. It's called, risk factor, okay? So when you're not in homeostasis, not homeostasis or homeostasis is because you have what we call a risk factor. For instance, I don't know, high sugar, prominent belly, okay, or high blood pressure, you know, this risk factor. That's a risk factor. It means increase the possibility to have an illness. Or you're just ill, okay, because you have a higher temperature or very low temperature, right? Like your temperature is higher than 40 degrees or 26 or 25, okay? There's a word, but I don't remember now. Okay, that's another axiom. The healthy human body is in homeostasis. That's an axiom. It's difficult to see because it's not evident. See, when things become natural, we don't remember. We don't remember, but they are called axioms. Okay. For instance, a very famous one is the conservation of energy. The conservation of energy is an axiom in science. It's a principle. Okay. So, how is time? 24. I think I have time for more. I think so. So, I'm going to tell you 3 axioms in science and how they were deduced. Okay? Then we finish. Okay, so these 3 laws, yes, I use the word law because it's how do we know them, are the Newton's laws of movement, are very famous. So everybody in school studies that. Newton's laws of movement. So they were set in the 1750s, so I don't know exactly, but around this. And they hold today. Why are they still being used? Okay? Because they're able to predict what happens. So there's no need to change them. Okay? So I'm telling you the first law of movement that you study. How Newton, according to my grandfather, how Newton came to the conclusion that this intuition or these experiments should be written in the form of a law. Okay? So, Newton went to Cambridge, University of Cambridge, and he wasn't very rich. Okay, he was rather poor. And at the time, if you were clever, you could go to college, but you were considered like more or less like a valet. It means, a valet. There's another word. It's a butler. I don't know the difference between them, but the idea is like he had to erase the blood.